Hey guys, well, I made it to the end of my 10-day potato reset challenge and I'm pretty happy about it. Today's video, I'm going to recap my last couple of days of my challenge, what I ate for the last couple of days. We'll go back in time to the start of day 8, I think. This is going to cover 8, 9, and 10. And of course, we will go over my results. So, what did I get out of it? What did I achieve? How do I feel like it went? Was it hard? Was it easy? Did I get bored of it? All of those sorts of things. All of the questions that I had going into a potato reset challenge. Perhaps what I was a little bit apprehensive about. I'm going to chat with you guys about all of that at the end of this video. So first of all, part of what I really wanted to do with this challenge was be completely accountable with you guys and show you every single thing that I ate. So not just the meals that I made in preparation of doing this challenge, but also what I actually ate. So I am covering breakfast, lunch and dinner for 10 days, which is why I've broken it up into a couple of videos just to be completely accountable with you guys and show you guys everything. I love watching other people's content for inspo, and I have definitely got some inspiration from watching other people's videos on a potato reset challenge or a Mary's Mini, but I also really appreciate the people who take the time to show everything that they eat, even if it is just grabbing some leftovers from yesterday and reheating them in the microwave. I appreciate that kind of content, so that is what I'm giving to you guys as well. So you can see every single thing that I have eaten on my 10-day potato reset challenge. I did not put it all in one video because that would be a very, very big video. But if you would like to go back and watch all of the stuff, I have got a playlist linked below where I've just got my earlier videos. You can go all the way back to day 1 and follow along from the start if you would like to. If you just want to get into the nuts and bolts of how did it go, what were my results, what did I think, what did I struggle with, what was hard, all of that good stuff, stick around until the end. We are just going to do a quick recap on what I ate for days 8, 9 and 10. Don't worry, it won't take very long because most of it was reheating stuff out of the fridge and just putting it in the microwave. So we're keeping it pretty simple getting into the back end of this challenge, but I do have a little bit of time set aside in this video just to chat with you guys about all of the ins and outs. How did it go? Why did I do this? What did I find? And all of that good stuff. Heads up, at this stage, I'm pretty happy with how my potato reset challenge went. So stick around until the end for a little bit of a chat, but right now let's go back to breakfast on day 8 and we'll kick it off from there. For breakfast for day 8, I'm going to have some of this leftover country style potato stew. I'm just going to heat some of this up and I probably will try and get the remaining serves into the freezer. But just to let you know what else is going on this morning, which is slightly, well, related, but not my journey. So I'm going to have this one. For Shan, we're going to do a bit of a use it up breakfast. I don't have quite enough of the skillet that I made yesterday left over, so I'm just going to mix that with some of the salsa that I made for last night's dinner with some potatoes which I have just steamed in the microwave. Oh, that's pretty hot this morning. So I've got a bunch of steamed potatoes. These will go into the fridge that I'll be able to use for different things, and Shan will finish off this stuff for breakfast this morning. So there's another quick, easy, use it up style breakfast, and I'll be having a little bit of this leftover stew, which sounds weird when you say it that way, but it's probably no different really than having a skillet. It's just different flavors. Fried up a couple of mushrooms just to chuck on top, and that's it. That is my breakfast for day 8. Just quickly getting another batch of the sweet potato chocolate pudding mousse thing, dessert happening here. So I've just got a bunch of sweet potatoes that I roasted in the air fryer yesterday. I've cooled them in the fridge. I think there's about half a dozen of the little tiny ones from the I'm Perfect range. I've dumped those in my big blender with some soy milk and about 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I have also thrown in 6 dates as well, and I'm just going to blend that up. Now if I need to add a little bit more milk, I will, just to get the right consistency, and then I'll just give it a quick taste test and see if it needs some more cocoa powder, but this should be pretty good. So I'm going to get the lid on and get it on the blender. Right, this is the sweet potato mousse pudding, whatever you want to call it, that I made before. It's just been in the fridge for a little bit. It is much nicer if it's been chilled in the fridge. I'm just going to have a little bit of a snack of this now. I don't know what I want to do for lunch today. I'm still not feeling 100%. So, I'm not sure. I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to work out what I'm going to do for lunch. Quick lunch update. It is 1:30 and I'm a little bit peckish, but not like whole meal hungry. So I'm going to do some little potato toasts, where basically I'm just taking a pre-boiled potato, and these ones are quite small, so these are only little potato toasts, squashing them. I'm just using my potato masher, and just squashing them out flat, and then I'm going to stick them in the air fryer until they're nice and crispy. And then I think I'm probably just going to put some fresh tomatoes. Still got a couple of cherry tomatoes in there, and I'll just dice those up and put some fresh cherry tomatoes on top. But yeah, there we go, just some tatty toasts for lunch today. And that is my snacky lunch for today. I think that's going to hit the spot. And dinner tonight is some of the creamy zucchini soup that I made earlier in the week and I stuck in the freezer. Just quickly microwaved that, and I just mixed it together. It does separate a little bit, but it's fine. And let it cool down a little bit, and I'm going to call that dinner, I think. But it smells amazing and tastes wonderful. Good morning. It is day 9 and I'm going to have soup again for breakfast, just because this is ready to go and it's pretty easy. So yeah, it's a bit weird having soup for breakfast, but weirdly enough I also don't hate it. So this is the last of the country style potato soup that I made the other day. I do have a serve of this in the freezer as well, but I'm going to finish the fridge lot off this morning. I'm just going to stick it in the microwave and heat it up, and I'll call that breakfast for day 9. We're almost there. Lunch today is the same as yesterday, which was really yummy, so I'm going to do it again today, except I only have 2 little sad cherry tomatoes left. But anyways, I might be a bit sneaky and chuck a little bit of tomato sauce on my other little bit. I know it's not the best, but you know what, yeah, we'll see how we go. I also just had one little potato that wasn't actually quite cooked properly, so I just toasted that off in the air fryer as well, and I think we'll call that lunch today. Real quick before I forget, and the microwave finishes, dinner tonight is just another variation on the wedges and the homemade salsa that I did the other day. So I've just got little tatty chunks here chopped up, and again I've made the exact same salsa with onion, capsicum, tomato and a little bit of taco seasoning. I've got a bit of nooch on top of mine, and that is going to be dinner tonight. Good morning. It is day 10, so today is officially my last day of the potato reset challenge, and for breakfast I'm going to have some sweet potato chocolate mousse thing for breakfast. My plan for today is basically I'm just going to finish up what's left here today. So I probably don't have a lot of meals to show you. It's definitely not going to be anything new and exciting. It's going to be soup in the freezer and whatever's left in the fridge that needs to be used up so that I can finish off today. But what I was going to talk to you about is my plan moving forward and what I'm going to do with my meals now that I have officially finished my potato reset challenge. But I'm going to go and sit outside and eat my pudding, which probably won't be enough for breakfast. I'm going to have to work out something else to do as well. But that's where we're starting, and next is to come up with a plan for where we're going to go from here. All right, so I am at the end of day 10 and it's time to debrief. Talk to you guys about how it went, how I'm feeling, obviously the results, because, you know, this was a bit of a reset, reboot, all of those sorts of good things. But I'm going to start off by just saying that I didn't actually find this as difficult and as monotonous as what I thought a potato reset challenge was going to be. Granted, I did bend and break a few of the rules, but I spoke to you guys about that during the challenge. And at the end of the day, my goal was to get back to eating more whole food, plant-based meals and enjoying that, and getting away from eating a lot of the ultra processed foods, the convenience food, food, like on the go grab, easy convenience foods basically, that are also like hyper stimulating, hyper palatable, and probably really not that great for your overall health, let alone your waistline. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been having a fabulous time catching up with friends and family, eating food that probably isn't 100% in line with how I want to eat, but also drinking a fair bit of alcohol as well. So the last 10 days, I've focused on eating whole food, plant-based meals, keeping it really simple. Doing something like the potato reset challenge is a good, easy way to just uncomplicate all of that, and I really enjoyed that side of it. Also haven't been drinking except for when we went to the mango place, and I have been really conscious about making sure I was drinking a litre of water every day and keeping that consistent. So at the end of 10 days, I'm feeling really good. I've lost the bloat. I'm enjoying eating basic food again. I don't need everything to be hyper palatable and really stimulating. I'm actually enjoying a lot of the recipes that I've made. I did find it a little bit tedious doing potatoes because potatoes aren't great as a raw food. You pretty much have to cook everything. So I did find that I was a little bit restricted simply because potatoes are just a little bit more time consuming than, say, things that I can batch cook or things that I can have raw. So having potatoes for lunch is a little bit more complicated than just having a wrap with some salad in it. But anyways, we've got through 10 days and I do feel like my digestion's cleared up, which is really good. I've definitely lost the bloat that I had put on over the last couple of weeks, which was a big thing that I wanted to do because I was just feeling uncomfortable, and a lot of that bloat was definitely coming from the foods that I was eating, but possibly also from the alcohol as well. So I probably need to take that into consideration. I know a lot of people do a potato reset challenge as a way to kick off their weight loss. So I was curious to see how I'd go in that department. And I do tend to sit just on the upper end of healthy weight to slightly overweight on the scale of your BMI. Now, I don't mind that. I'm quite happy to sort of sit around 62 kilos, which for me is not too bad, but my weight had crept up. So I was happy to take a couple of kilos off, but I also wasn't necessarily doing this for weight loss. It was just a happy coincidence, or one of the side effects of what happened during my potato reset challenge. Having said that, dropping 2 kilos in 10 days is a lot of weight loss, and I'll be interested to see what happens over the next couple of weeks, whether or not some of that comes back on or if I just stay back down at 62, which just to fill you guys in, is where I normally sit. So I had put a little bit of weight on, whether that be excess fluid or whatever, over the last couple of weeks. I don't normally sit up around 64 kilos. I do normally sit at 62, so I have dropped back to where I normally sit. I haven't dropped below that. So as a weight loss thing, I can't really comment too much on it, other than to say that I did see weight loss, but I would sort of expect that regardless of what I did as far as what diet I decided to follow for a 10-day period. Simply cutting out ultra processed foods and alcohol was probably going to do that anyways. So I don't know if it was the potatoes, but the potatoes did make it enjoyable, and I enjoyed all of my meals. The potatoes did make me feel satiated. I was happy and full, and I wasn't snacking as much, and these are all really good things. So definitely had some upsides. I definitely don't think it was necessarily a negative thing. I will say that 10 days is probably my limit. I'm now at the point where I personally am ready to incorporate some other foods. I am actually craving having some fruits back in my diet. I'm looking forward to having some whole grains and some legumes. And I think that those cravings are actually a really good side benefit of doing something like a potato reset challenge as well. I'm not craving chocolate and Doritos and crap food like that. What I'm craving now at this point is literally a big bowl of fruit. Really looking forward to having some like brown rice and some quinoa and some legumes, some beans and chickpeas and stuff like that. That's what I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to do a meal with some of those things in it, as well as keeping up with the veggies and stuff like that. So that's a really good thing as well. I'm really, really happy about that. Basically, at the end of the day, this potato reset challenge has done everything that I wanted it to. So I have reset my taste buds. I'm back to eating a whole food plant-based diet, and I'm really happy about it, and my weight has dropped back down to where it was before, and I feel comfortable in my pants again, which is a really big bonus. It's what I was working towards, and the potato reset challenge has done that. I do think it is a little bit tedious. It's definitely restrictive, but having to cook as much food as what I did and have it pre-prepped and ready to go, and constantly thinking about what do I need to do next, or like 2 steps in front to make sure that I've got cooked potatoes ready to go for dinner and like all that sort of stuff. It was a lot of juggling, which, to be honest, with what we're doing, traveling in the caravan, moving around and stuff, I chose to do this at a period in time where we were staying in the one spot for a couple of weeks, so it was a little bit easier, but it would have been pretty difficult if I was trying to throw that in with traveling. And I imagine if you are busy and your family members aren't going to eat the same way as you are, and you've got kids and you're working and all that sort of stuff as well, it could be a little bit tedious to have to do a potato reset challenge, and just get all of those moving parts working. Having said that, I possibly made it a little bit more complicated for myself, because I was trying to do a lot of different recipes. I was trying to keep myself engaged, but I was also trying to make content for you guys to watch. So I was trying to do a few different recipes so I had something to share, rather than just having a plain boiled potato and a side of broccoli, which is probably more in line with what you're supposed to do on a potato reset challenge than getting it all complicated and fancy and doing what I was doing. So again, I don't know, take that with a grain of salt and do what you will with it. They are my thoughts. I would be more than happy to do a potato reset challenge again in the future. I'm not ready to jump into one tomorrow. So where am I going to go from here? Basically, I'm just going to go back to incorporating fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts and seeds back into my diet. I don't really have any specific plan. I haven't had a lot of beans, so coming from somebody who has a few digestive issues, I do have medically diagnosed IBS. I will probably reintroduce beans slowly and get back up to where I was, just because I haven't been eating huge quantities of them for a while. They may upset my tummy a little bit and make me a little bit bloated and gassy, which is not what we want, but I will ease back into that. But as far as fruits go, as far as whole grains go, as far as nuts and seeds go, I'm just going to go back to eating a whole food plant-based diet and enjoy it, because that was the aim of the game for this challenge. So they're my thoughts. That's where we landed at the end of it. I'm really happy. I hope you guys have enjoyed coming along on this journey with me and seeing what I've been eating over the last 10 days using just potatoes and vegetables. You don't necessarily have to do a potato reset challenge to incorporate some of those recipes into your meal plan. Maybe you've just seen a few ideas there that you like, and you can throw them in the mix with all the other stuff that you like to eat during the week. If that's so, that's awesome. That's pretty much why I did these videos. If you could give this video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate that. It does let me know the kind of content you guys are enjoying and what you'd like to see more of. And as always, if you'd like to see more from me and you haven't already, now would be a great time to go and hit that subscribe button down below. Right now, before I say goodbye and you run out of time, go and click that little red button. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic week. I hope you have enjoyed coming along with me while I did a 10-day potato reset challenge. And I do hope to catch up with you in my next video. Until then, take care, my friends, and we'll chat soon. Bye.